I went into this movie and I was like, I'm not gonna. With this shitty cartoon movie that everybody hated 20 years ago, I'm not going to enjoy this. I loved this movie. I think, what happened with this movie is the production process, the CG was a big turnoff to critics, and it just kind of got bad PR. That kind of killed the movie. And it is weird. It is jarring, the green screen and deep focus and 3D. It doesn't really look like the Speed Racer movie at times. It's more like the Sims movie. Anyways, my point is, I think people got kind of turned off by this movie because of the weird production process, the deep focus and green screen and weird kind of Sims-looking backgrounds.
You don't think it was because the thing was a slur of colors and lights for a good 2 hours that's just...
No.
No? You don't think that's what was the turnoff? You think it was because it was so comic booky or like... Not even comic
No, not even that. I think
just
the CG.
Just the CG itself was the turnoff.
It's hard to compete with realistic CG movies like Iron Man. And
Sure, which came out the same exact year, right? So, yeah, I could see that. It was definitely not in our world, right? It was in a world that the Wachowskis built for us.
Well, if you can get over the weird CG, the movie is actually excellent.
It's a visual treat, dude. Every single second, there's something going on. The amount of clever, transitions they did, there was never just a straight cut. There was something passing in front of the camera while somebody's head swoops around and somebody else's head is going behind it, and it was just non-stop stimulation.
But, the movie has great character development and great photography and a great story and
character development. All right, I'm gonna need you to elaborate.
Like John Goodman's character arc.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to elaborate.
His first son decides to go do the race. He's like, "Get the fuck out of here! I hate you."
Right.
When his second son goes, he sits him down like, "I love you," and he has a complete character.
But what
He's
about
not even the main character of the film.
His third son that he
His
treats like a
third
monkey.
son should be fucking executed. That is the worst part of the movie. Is the little kid and the monkey shoehorned into this thing? They don't fit at all.
Yeah, they're just comic relief. And actually, my favorite VFX of the whole movie, Gary, was the face replacement they did on his younger brother after the chimp bit off his face.
If anything, this movie is a victim of the negative PR that chimpanzees got. Because wasn't this the year that the lady got her fucking face ripped off by the chimpanzee?
I could see that, yeah.
So, 2007, chimpanzees are fun fodder for family movies. 2008, 2009, people are terrified of them.
They become villains, like clowns, they just... switched over, and now, I see a chimp. I think he's gonna poop in my mouth and pull out my guts while he does it.
My point is, those scenes with the kid and the monkey feel completely shoehorned in, and they don't match the tone of the rest of the movie at all. The fact that this is rated PG, this movie should have been PG-13.
You think so?
They say retard in it.
Well, that was par for the course back in 2000.
Yeah, you were just allowed to say retard back then.
You could say it now. We're saying it right here on the podcast.
Yeah, but we're,
But we're retards.
Yeah, exactly. It's our word. So we're allowed to say it. In fact, it's the R word, and it is our word. There you go. So my point is the movie, it almost feels like a PG-13 movie. It's a little bit heavy and a little bit violent.
It's definitely, it's
movie.
Coming off of two Wachowski brothers R-rated films. They did V for Vendetta and they did The Matrix. They even borrow the same actor from V for Vendetta who played the horrible, villain. The one thing I want to say about the movie is that it's so frenetic, dude. It's like if Baz Luhrmann actually had intention behind his edits, It's just so much color, and I feel like there's a heavy theme throughout the movie of ADHD. Speed Racer, as a child, cannot focus in school, right? He's busy driving cars in the corner of his thing. I did exactly that.
But is this ADHD or is this being a young boy?
I think it's diagnosable now.
Yeah, sure.
And so
just once you give something a name, that makes it a thing.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But I think on top of that, the point is that Speed can't focus. He doesn't work in an educational setting. He works in a race setting. And so to force him to
he can't focus on things that he's not interested in.
Right, exactly. And so to force him into this education system where he's not actually thriving is like a disservice to him and everybody else, it turns out, because he can race faster than everybody else and he saves the day.
And I also feel like this movie is very obviously the Wachowski brothers making a film about making films. This is about filmmaking. This is about passion and art.
Because of how much tech went into it, or there's a specific theme
part of
about
it. The whole thing to me seemed like an analogous for filmmaking. Just the cost of it.
What was the cost?
I mean, building a race car is like making a movie.
Well,
it's a huge investment. It's a huge risk. It's a passionate art thing.
I mean, it's not really a race car though. It's like a gimbal with a seat in it, and the rest was all.
No, I'm talking about
digital.
the literal movie. You're talking about figuratively. I'm saying like the movie is the Wachowski brothers making a movie about filmmaking, but the movie's about racing. But racing is filmmaking. It is their passion. It is their thing that they invested themselves into. It's
their entire lives.
They have to count on corporations funding it
Sure.
to make the art, and that makes it more complicated.
Definitely.
To me, that's what I saw the whole time I was watching it. This is them making a movie about making movies.
And then when the big boss with the money says, "Hey, do you want to grow up and like play with the big boys, or do you want to just keep on racing your silly little car?"
It's all fake. It doesn't matter how good you are. We're going to put money into marketing. We're going to get you the Academy Award. We're going to get you in theaters.
But then at the end, Speed Racer doesn't cave, and he does go for it and wins the big day, proving that even if you have a rigged system, you can still beat it. Yeah. And so how does that apply to movie making? Is that the Wachowskis broke outside, like everyone said, you're never going to make this movie, The Matrix, and then they fucking did? Sort of deal?
I guess so. Yeah, I mean, it's just they're kind of the obstacles that the racer in the movie is dealing with are kind of the similar things that you deal with in the film industry. Okay. I'm not saying they're like, oh, this is The Matrix.
Right, it's not one-to-one.
I think I'm almost certain that was what they're relating to in it.
I can see that. I don't
think so.
No, I think so. I think so, and I also think the creative fuel, ADHD, also still plays into all that. I think a lot of creatives do have ADD and ADHD because we don't apply it by the same.
It's also, like I said, it depends on how you look at it. I think that expecting a small child to sit and read a book all day is fucking insane.
Yeah. I found it weird. Not weird, but have you watched any of the 60s cartoon?
Not really. I mean, I've seen like little clips of it now and then, but I haven't really seen much of the cartoon.
I think this movie is a major improvement on the cartoon. The cartoon, after watching this movie, I was like, oh, it's going to be freaking bonkers with some crazy animation. The movie's like, the show is like a Hanna-Barbera 60s cartoon. It's like the cheapest animation they could do. And, Speed Racer's such a freaking weirdo. He's just like, shut up, Trixie.
Part of the reason why the show is weird is because it's dubbed into English. So the voice actors are speaking really fast to try to talk as fast as the Japanese speaking original voiceover.
But do you think it really changes the message that much? I think
no, but it gives it a weird aesthetic.
Sure.
And also, I think the cartoon show, just like the movie, is a little bit more violent and edgy than it probably should have been.
Yeah.
But this movie, it's basically like Death Race 2000 for kids. It's like a PG version of fucking Death Race.
A lot more colors.
And there's a lot of like adult themes, just organized crime and murder for hire. And there's a scene where they're like shooting at him and there's just bullets hitting the glass. It's not typical stuff that you'd see in a PG movie. But what else is extremely novel about Speed Racer 2008 is the visual approach. It's so colorful and like, thanks for clicking a pen while I'm talking, Russ. The visual approach is so different than a modern film, where a lot of people's criticism of modern movies and like Netflix cinematography is that things look very flat and gray. And this movie does not. It's extremely bold and utilizes color in a way that makes it look like a classic film. Makes it look like something from the 1960s, which I guess is what they're kind of going for.
Right.
But it's extremely modern because of the production process, but then also kind of classic because of the way that it's lit and photographed. And I thought the photography was excellent.
How much of that do you think was actually digital? You think everything pretty much behind the characters?
No, it's just the backgrounds are digital, but the way it's lit and shot is still really great.
Himself, you mean?
Yeah. Or even that opening scene with a Speed Racer in the locker room, thinking about his past and stuff. Right. The way he's backlit and it's lit dramatically, but it's extremely colorful. It's not drab in a way that focuses you on the character in the foreground, I guess is usually what they're kind of going for. But it just I don't know, whatever the intention of it is, it makes it look like a completely classic movie. And I think it stands up better than a lot of things from 2008.
I can dig it. 2008. I'm looking for the numbers. It cost $120 million,
which sounds quaint compared to a modern film budget, I guess.
You're in the 200 plus nowadays.
But back then, that was probably a huge budget for a film. These guys could have done whatever they wanted after The Matrix. Even though the Matrix sequels weren't as successful, they were still probably made their money back and were fine. Mm-hmm. They could have done whatever they wanted, and they chose to do this movie, which is pretty risky and out there. I also think they wanted to make something that was a little bit more mainstream. They wanted to make something that was a little bit more family-friendly and wasn't an R-rated film because they thought that would probably make more money, which is kind of ironic.
Right. that it didn't do as well.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
obviously, if you watch the anime influence on The Matrix and V for Vendetta, et cetera,
Yeah, sure.
it's like it's obvious they love anime, and so I think that carries across.
Yeah, and this was probably the last great thing the Wachowski brothers did. I don't think any of their movies post or Speed Racer
Have been all that
can hold
memorable.
up to it. Yeah. I'm not insinuating that's because they're no longer men.
No one was.
I don't think that has anything to
saying
do with
that.
it.
We were insinuating that. Yeah. So to have to point that out.
That's just a
makes
coincidence that once they became women, their film output was much less good.
Again, they were always women, Gary.
Not according to the credits of Speed Racer 2008.
To create images
映
is
像はいつも
always a
可
challenge.
能性への挑戦だ
Digital magic.